Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to this reading. My name is Cynthia, and today's my late mom's birthday. So I wanted to share this little tinted portrait of her from when she was 10 months old. This is something that my grandparents had done of each of their children when they were 10 months old. They went and had a beautiful portrait done of their babies. They were not a wealthy couple, and it took a lot of money for them to have these made, but they had one made of each of their babies at 10 months old, I think. And this was my mom's. And just missing her. I never knew her. She died when I was 10 months old. And I love this little picture. She looks just like a little cherub in her dress. And she did a similar portrait of me at 10 months old, I think, to uphold that tradition. And it's very similar pose. Like, I'm posed almost exactly like her in the picture. I can't find the framed copy of mine right off the bat, but I'm wearing a little blue dress that either she made or my grandmother made, and I would love to have a picture of those two portraits together of me and my mom, right? It'd be kind of cool. I just wanted to honor her. And her oldest brother, my Uncle Dennis, just died in Spokane, where they grew up. And I had been planning to go and see him, but he took a turn for the worse really quickly and passed away before I could get there. And even before my other uncle could get there. So I just want to honor my mom's family today. They were, there's a couple cute stories about them. They were all very close as siblings. They had their own issues like a lot of families, but they were very loyal to each other and very close. And in fact, they were so close that even as kids, they were really understood power and how to get what they wanted, because at one point my grandmother left my grandpa, and she was actually staying at this apartment downtown Spokane, which, if you can imagine, this at the time, this was a big deal because it just wasn't known or talked about. But there was a queer piano teacher in Spokane that, I don't think he was openly queer, but it was sort of this known secret amongst people who were okay with it. And my grandmother went and stayed with him while she had left my grandpa. And I always thought, wow, grandma, like, that's kind of progressive for that era. Like, that side of the family, I've always sort of been nervous. Like, I hope they're not racist and, things like that. And to find out little stories like that I really appreciate it. I just lost my train of thought. Like, I feel out of it a little bit, maybe. I went down an internet rabbit hole to just earlier today about the whole Astro World situation that went down in Texas in 2021, and that's a fun rabbit hole to go down. Not fun. I'm not reveling in the loss of life, but it's interesting in terms of the conspiracy angle that can come in, and that I've learned more about recently in terms of like Freemasonry and who really runs the entertainment industry and things like that. So I know what it was. The other story, so my grandmother went down and was staying in this apartment. So all my 4 aunts and uncles, they called themselves the 4 Ds because they all had D names. They got on a bus somehow, went downtown, confronted my grandma, and said, if you don't come home, you can forget about us. We're not going to be on your, we're not going to visit you. We're not going to want to be with you. We care about Dad, and we don't like what you're doing. Because she just kind of left and froze him out and didn't really talk to my grandpa or explain. So that worked. Like, she came home after that. And the other thing they did was, at one point, because they had favorites, my grandparents did, and my Uncle Skitch, the one who lives in Florida, who I reunited with somewhat recently, and we're having this really wonderful bond. He got my grandpa's anger a lot. Like, my grandpa was aggravated with my Uncle Skitch a lot, my Uncle Douglas, because he was a high energy, like super smart, like needed a you know, needed a lot of direction and guidance. And my grandpa would get really frustrated with him and spank him more than he spanked the other kids, even though often he would get spanked when the other kids were also doing what he got spanked for. And so one time he was going to get a spanking for something, and all of his siblings said, if you're going to spank Doug, you're going to spank all of us. We're not going to stand for it. So we're going to all get spanked, or nobody's getting spanked. And I just thought it was so sweet. Like how, I mean, my siblings never treated each other like that, and never treated me like that, and never, you know, they're all, as soon as they see any sign that they're going to get something better than someone else, they go for it. They don't give a fuck. They don't care whether you're included or not. So it's kind of nice. And not that my mom's family was perfect. They weren't. They had their own issues, and you know, later in life ended up having all kinds of fights and everything. So it's not like they were saints, but thank you for letting me remember and honor my mom's family here. It's sad to be losing my loved ones. I hope my uncle will rest in peace. What are some collective messages for this collective that would be helpful for us to know? What are some collective messages? Well, this might explain why I'm feeling so much sadness, aside from that my uncle passed away, because I went on my walk and I really felt sad in my heart. I just feel, and a lot of it is personal, and I know what my reasons are for feeling sad, but on the split is this card, the Eight of Cups, which is often a sorrowful card of having to walk away from something, and you know it's the right decision, but it's still painful. But it's often considered a card of empowerment too, because it's the right decision. It's the healthy decision. Not all healthy decisions feel good, right? They're hard to execute sometimes. So that something like that might be going on. So there's some sorrowful energy present here for sure, where the energy is, the direction the energy is going is towards sorrow and heartbreak with this Three of Swords. So it's an echo of that Eight of Cups. Something has got you in your feelings and you're sad about it. And in your shadow is this Ace of Cups. And so it's in the realm of the heart. You're feeling very raw in your heart, and it might be about love or loss. Like me, I'm going through a loss. My uncle just died. It's my late mother's birthday, which brings to mind her loss, right? Like it might be something like that that's going on. What's interesting is there's some kind of, I mean, there's a tower right next to the sun. So we might have to get some clarifiers about that, because either there's a really positive shock coming, or the shock that has just occurred in your life robbed you of your joy and has put you in a sorrowful place. You're very tired from whatever this is. You're this Queen of Pentacles. I had a Queen of Pentacles come up in my last reading, but you're this Queen of Pentacles, and you're going through some type of shock to your happiness, or shocking event that is bringing you happiness, although there's also sadness with it here. I don't know. It's interesting. You feel very burdened. Either that, or this is someone in your life, because this Nine of Wands can often represent a person, a wounded, battle-weary warrior spirit, right? That's tired. Even though they've won the battle, they're tired and wiped out and in need of a lot of rest. The reason I say that might be a different person from you is because connected to that card is the King of Swords. And a King of Swords could be considered a like a general, right? Like a king that leads an army. So there's something really sad here. And in your vulnerability position is a Two of Wands, which says to me that you feel concerned that this threshold is not going to be, or that something has been taken away from you, or that there's some trepidation about how to move forward right now. At the heart of things is a victory. It's a Six of Wands. So this is a lot of really confused and mixed up energy. You feel really heartbroken and like you're having to be strong and you're having to walk away. Something has created this belief in you that you're going to really have to be strong. What happened? What is the Tower and the Sun here? You've had to stand your ground about something. On the split is the Seven of Wands, which is clarifying the Sun and the Tower here. The Moon right under that, and we're in a full moon in Capricorn right now. So this is a lot of really potent energy. I don't really know any details. It's just showing that something really big is happening, where you've had to stand your ground over your home life or over your own personal happiness. It might even be in a marriage, or yeah. You've gotten some kind of clarity about something to do with your sense of stability and your family. The Four of Wands is a very stable and happy home life. And clarifying the Sun and the Tower makes me think that something happened to shake your foundation. And you've now seen clearly that maybe this wasn't a happy home life. I don't know what took place here. What happened with this Tower and this Sun card? Something came to light, maybe? That could be what it is. Something came to light, and that's what the Sun is representing here versus like a joy and blissful experience. Sometimes the Sun card in the more mundane interpretation can mean that something is being revealed or coming to the light, right? And with that Ace of Swords, that would make sense, that something has become clear to you about your home life, maybe? What happened here? What's this Tower? Something about a soulmate on the split. You also had to stand your ground about something and protect yourself in some way, or protect your energy. Love offer. An apology and a surrender. Ride or die. New Bay. Well, this is all really positive. There's nothing negative happening here. So that's good. Maybe this Three of Swords is this person's sorrow that wants to come in and apologize to you. Maybe that's what this is about, and this is actually heading in a really positive direction. Someone wants to tell you the truth. It's this wounded warrior, possibly, this King of Swords. Can you tell me a little more about that, please? Tell me more about this Tower and the Sun card. But that's kind of what it's starting to seem like, is that it's not actually going to go in a sorrowful direction. It's going in a joyful direction. But part of the reason this sorrowful card is here is because this person feels badly and is going to let down their, making an apology is difficult. And I think that's why this is in the surrender position. Oh my God, it didn't really occur to me why this is a person with an egg for a face. It's because they have egg on their face. That's clever. Yeah. change in the upright. This is a positive change. Maybe you set some boundaries with this person and it was hard to do, and you thought, I've got to give up. This relationship's never going to happen. I feel really sad in my heart about it, but I'm moving on. And now there's a change to this, because here's this, all these positive cards here in the upright, clarifying this Tower and the Sun card. Somebody doesn't like this. There's kind of a psycho feminine here, like a mature woman in the reverse who's obsessed with animosity about this Four of Wands, about this commitment that's coming in for you. So this is, again, a carry through. These themes are coming out like crazy. So here it is again. This toxic person here is obsessed about this going down. There's a lot of animosity and obsessive energy being directed towards this situation from this mature woman in the reverse. And it has to do with this commitment. Maybe she knows this is going to happen and she's not okay with it. What else do you need to know? What else do you need to know about this situation? Got a week of hot weather coming up, and I used to just love the summer, but it's like I'm lonely right now. I don't have anyone to kick it with in the summer that I really want to. Everybody's paired up. Everybody lives at a distance from me. The beach where I live is often taken over by assholes. It's like, what? I'm just so ready to be in my new chapter of my next life, the next version. It's like right here for me. And I've already spent 2 summers now feeling like that. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. My life is supposed to be going in a different direction. Here I am again. It's summer, my favorite season. And I'm by myself, spending it trying to defend this beach from litter, but it's like, that's not fun. Those have not been fun summers. And here I am again, and deep into this, we just came into the summer solstice. Now it's going to be 2 months of my favorite season, and here I am by myself. So I don't know why that's coming out. Maybe it's because that's how you feel here, and you've been feeling very sorrowful, and what you don't see is that something really wonderful is about to happen. But even though something that's about to happen, there's somebody looking on or that knows about it that is not okay with it as well. So I don't know. It's interesting. I know that better days are coming. I don't mean to share that because I want pity or for someone to feel. It's not that. I'm just, there's good times in life and there's bad times. And this is a 2-year stretch that I'm so ready to put behind me. It's been helpful to be here. I started my own business, and so I needed to be somewhere where I wasn't going to be going under financially, and that's here where I own this land. And even though it's uncomfortable and I don't really want to be here with the person that I own it with anymore, and they're trying to move on just like I am, like both of us are done, I think. I'm not trying to be ungrateful for what this has done for me, but it's just so past due that I can't, and I don't know why I keep wanting to share about that, but there's something about that that's in play here, maybe. I don't know. Sacred marriage, alchemy. So something really powerful is going on, and that makes sense with that Sun and Tower card and Strength card. Something really powerful is happening, and the Four of Wands, right? You might have had to, know who this is. That's what's going on here with the Seven of Wands. You know who this obsessed person with animosity is, and you've had to defend yourself against them about this relationship or this person loving you, or even just that this person's fixated on you. Maybe you didn't know why, but you knew, and you've been defending yourself against them. It's important for you to know that things are about to change majorly. Show up in boots, ruin a black tie affair, friends in low places. Dark arrows, use caution, lower your profile. Well, there are the dark arrows right here, this obsessed mature woman. That's not saying you need to do anything by hiding or cowering. You need to stand tall in the face of this kind of thing, which is exactly what you've done with that Seven of Wands. Things are going to be going from chaos to order, which is good in this situation. I wish I never put this card in this deck. This is my deck, and I have 2 cards in the deck that I wish weren't even in here because I'm annoyed every time I see them, and this is one of them. What universal story or myth is manifest here? Well, it's a jealous lover. There's like a jealous third party here. That's a universal story, one that everybody knows. There's countless stories written about a jealous triangle situation, right? Yeah, there's something really wonderful happening in the heart space for you and this person, and that's reflected here in the Ace of Cups. So the fact that the Ace of Cups is in the shadow position, this is coming out to kind of help you know that you really don't have anything to worry about. But you do need to shield your energy a little bit, maybe. And I do want to pull, like, what are the Three of Wands, or I'm sorry, what are the Three of Swords here? Why is that showing in the, where the energy is headed? Who's sorrow? Maybe it's this obsessed person that's going to be sad about this. Who knows? It's a weird card to have in the outcome considering all this positive information. What's the Three of Swords here? What's the Three of Swords? Healing. Healing is going to happen around the sorrowful situation. Advice. Career. Legal. So there might be a divorce happening, or a separation, or an ending, and this mature woman's being impacted in some way, which is why all the animosity. But the fact that there's something ending here legally, or a career maybe you're going to be going through a career change as well. There's advice and healing surrounding this Three of Swords. Why is this career information coming out? Like, what happened here for this need for healing and advice around a career or legal situation? Maybe this person who wants to make an apology to you is in the process of healing and getting advice about how to approach you while they go through this painful experience. I don't know. Could be a number of things. What's the Three of Swords? A shock. The end of your sadness is here. An older gentleman. I don't connect with this. I don't know what that means. Whatever change is coming is not going to take long because it's showing a long journey here in the reverse. It's showing a shock in the upright, sadness in the reverse. So your healing is about to begin. Your sadness, if you're feeling sad like I was, it's not going to last. It's very quickly changing circumstances here. A masculine, mature man in the upright is coming through. I don't know if that's this King of Swords or somebody else, but is he? This is weird and kind of going in a weird direction, and I feel like I'm losing the thread a little bit. I don't understand. Maybe I'm trying to get too much detail. What's happening? The end of a betrayal. Things are coming into order, like it just said. Things are starting to stabilize, and a betrayal is, or a betrayer, like this obsessed mature person in the reverse is no longer gonna be having power in the equation or something, because they're showing up in the reverse. There's hope here. There's hope. Some attempt to end things or block this is over as well. And there's really positive times coming of healing. I don't know, it's not going to really lay out what the Three of Swords is, but it's saying that it's going to be healed and that it's stabilizing. So whatever was sorrowful thing was happening, it's not really in play anymore, and it's being healed. I wish it would have explained a little bit what that was so that you could know maybe if this reading is for you versus like any number of readings that come out like this all the time. What happened? What's the Three of Swords? And then if it doesn't answer, it's just not going to really get into specifics, maybe because it's different for everyone. What was the Three of Swords here and where the energy is headed? It's weird that it's showing that it's where things are going, except for it's saying that it's going in a healing direction from the sorrow. Like, that's just a weird way for that card to come out. And you would think that a healing card would come out instead of the Three of Swords card. So I don't understand. I'm still a little bit confused about this. Money again. Like, what is that on the... Maybe you're going to find out that something happened in your career that was illegal, or something about money in your work life is being impacted legally, or someone else's maybe. And that's where this sort of evil eye or dark arrows is coming from, had something to do with your money in your work life and a legal situation regarding your work. Maybe you're going to be upset to learn something about something that this obsessed person has done relative to your career and legal. That would make sense. That would make these cards make sense. Yeah, it's going to become clear, whatever it is. With that Ace of Swords here, it's going to come to light. It's not going to keep being in the dark. Yeah, some kind of toxic feminine energy has been trying to mess things up for you, or for this person, for this wounded warrior. Things are about to happen. Things are going down like right now. This is not going to be delayed. This is like, yeah, something about your career, because here's a boss in the reverse. And so maybe you got exploited at work, or found out that your boss was involved in something shady or nefarious, and it impacted you in some way. And this is going to come out, and that's where the sadness is coming from. But also there's healing, and you're going to be able to get some advice, and possibly love is coming as well at the same time. That would make sense why there's this kind of mixture of like, oh, there's something really negative happening, but also something really positive. Like, this could be going through a bitter divorce, but then falling in love with your divorce attorney, and that's like from Sex and the City, right? Or finding out like, oh my God, somebody was stealing your work or stealing from you, but I was investigating it, and I think your work is amazing. And not only am I going to prosecute this person, but do you want to go out on a date because I think you're really attractive, right? It's something like that. Like, something is going to come to light, but also something good is going to come from it for you, even though you're going to be sad to learn about this thing, whatever it is. Yeah, there's like 3 karmic feminine energies here. A mature woman in the reverse, a karmic feminine, and a rich girl. They're all in the reverse. So these might be some kind of people that you worked with at some point, or whatever, that you had to protect yourself against, and maybe they didn't want you to come together with this masculine or whatever, right? Like, you might have all worked together, and that's why it's so confusing as well, is because there are multiple layers to these relationships that involve career, legal, love, all of it, right? Yeah, but the respect that you have is here. Like, whatever they were trying to do to sabotage you or your work, or this boss that they got involved, it's not been effective, because you're highly respected, and you're a genuine person and a sweetheart. Like someone here is respecting you, okay? And I think it's this love offer. And it might be this person who maybe they believed some of this in the beginning, and now they're going to be like, hey, I need to tell you about this, and I'm sorry that I ever bought into it, because clearly these people are fucked or something, right? And now you're going to be on this healing path. The end of the manipulation, and you're going to be receiving a gift. This is all here. Yeah. Yeah, some kind of a relationship is ending. That might be where some of this hostility is coming in. So what's some good advice for you? What do you need to know? Or actually, I'll pull, before I ask advice, I'm going to pull some more, like, from this deck. This deck sometimes gives up a lot of detail, too, or more detail. What happened here? Or what do you need to know about this situation? What's important to know about this situation? It's complicated. It looks like it's a pretty complex situation. The Wheel of Fortune. Is that Sagittarius? I can't remember. Or Cancer. And Libra. The winged wheel with beams of gold moves according to the sway of circumstances and of fancy, dispensing good and evil to mankind. It is the blind and soulless instrument of fate. This is the card of change. Well, we've got 2 cards of change now here. So whatever situation you've been in is about to change. So just know that. It's fortunate or unfortunate, more often fortunate than otherwise. It brings material pleasure and especially indicates an improvement in unpleasant matters. So that's good. Even though there's some sorrowful information that's going to come to light, there's also a rapid improvement that's going to come from the fact that this is coming to light. And there's also new love involved. So it's not just about some kind of scandalous thing that went down. There's also new love coming for you. So it's a major reversal of fortune. Aquarius is what Verseau is. Let's see what this says. Secluded from the world, this seashell with its graceful and well-modulated curves pours out the clear, cool water which carries to all things the benign virtues of its fruitifying and thirst-quenching effects, which men may sometimes abuse for their own sordid and selfish ends. Aquarius is warm, moist, mild, full-blooded, masculine, fixed, diurnal, and belongs to the airy element. It is an excellent card and represents goodness, fidelity, reason, honesty. This combination of virtues may often cause the consultant to be tricked and even overcome by evilly disposed people. It's also a sign of loneliness. It governs the thighs and legs and often causes varicose ulcers or phlebitis. Interesting. What a weird combination. And that's this layout, right? Like there's a lot of really positive things and also a lot of really negative things present here. So this card really captures that. And what's also interesting is that snails and cool water are an important part of Ifa. The cool water being important for our character. You want to have a cool character, right? You don't want to run hot. In Ifa, it's considered important that you're trying to maintain a cool perspective, and water brings that, right? Not only that, but snails are an important symbol in the world of Ifa, including drinking water out of snail shells. And so there's something to that possibly for you. It has resonance for me. So that's interesting to ponder and think about, because cool water is talked about right in here where it says, Secluded from the world, this seashell with its graceful and well-modulated curves pours out the clear, cool water, which carries to all things the benign virtues of its fruitifying and thirst-quenching effects. Yeah, I mean, that's a very blessed energy that people can take advantage of, possibly. And then balance, which is Libra. The scales are tending towards equilibrium. They are held by a firm hand, the hand of justice, of sincerity, of truth and right. Libra is full-blooded, gentle, moist, masculine, diurnal, cardinal, and of the airy element. It is above everything the card of justice and of equilibrium. It gives fidelity, sincerity, and tends to equality in all things. It represents kindness combined with justice. It's favorable for the imagination and for artistic tastes, imparting intellectuality to all things which it approaches. It governs especially the kidneys, bladder, and hips. So really positive change is coming. There's some nefarious energy present, so you need to lower your profile a little bit, but just know that, I mean, what's your advice now? Those are great because this deck for sure will show up all the darkness, and it's showing minimal darkness compared to all the positive energy. So that's a good balancing out of some of kind of what I'm finding is that Intuitive Kev's deck will bring the drama, especially if you read reversals. It's going to reveal all of the drama of a situation. And maybe I'm still getting used to that because I like that on the one hand, and many people lead drama-filled lives. The human condition is a dramatic condition, right? Our emotions can be highly charged and get us to do crazy things at times. And then seeing how it all played out here, though, I'm just making my relationship with his deck, I guess. And so there have been points where I'm like, God, this again? Like, I don't want all this drama. But I mean, that's why partly I bought the deck, is to reveal details. So I don't know why I'm then rejecting the information it's giving me, right? I guess I was going to pull an advice card. What did I decide? What's some advice for you? What's some advice for you here? Time to go. Treasure Island. $45 in the upright. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. Well, and that's right at the beginning of the reading was that 8 of Cups, walking away. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstances. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in a transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. And then Treasure Island in the reverse, which is card 9. Poverty consciousness and a sense of not enough cast a shadow on your path. Well, and that's that sorrowful energy that we picked up on right away. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Or is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired, so you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunities to expand? You are challenged to change the way you see the world and move from a perception of limitation to a perception of abundance. Take a risk, for you have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of your own making. Open the door and find the abundance waiting for you to claim it. So what I'm picking up is that you don't really need to do anything. that this is coming. All you need to do is try to get a hold of your sorrowful emotions that may be kind of taking over right now. And it's suggesting that there's beautiful things happening for you. It's time to move on from this old chapter in your life, which you already know. You're already doing it. And there's about to be a whole new thing going down and a new beginning. So it's time for you to leave. You already know that. Just like I said, it's time for me to go from here. Time to go. That came through in another reading from Pink Floyd. Time to go. Time to go. If you've listened to that album, you know the one I'm talking about. And then just keep your mind optimistic as much as possible, because there's no reason to worry here. And in fact, there's reason to celebrate. Even though there might be some difficult news coming to light, it's really nothing compared to the positive things that are going to be coming out like simultaneous to that. So no reason to fear. And I think I'll just call that good for now. And thank you for being here. And I hope you're enjoying your summer wherever you are. And send me some positive vibes for feeling more access to my summer love. Like, I love summer. I've always loved summer. I don't want to have another sad summer that I'm just waiting until it's over. That's what I've done the last 2 years. I've tried to have fun. I've tried to avail myself of the beach where I live. I've tried to have people over. I've tried to go do fun things, but I've also been really broke, which doesn't help. And living somewhere that's past due, right? So I'm just ready. Send me good vibes if you think of it, and I'll see you in the next one.